Hello lovely people, welcome to the video. My name's Athena. I'm a writer working on my first book whilst homeschooling my two girls and be with them 24/7. Now, where are we even at this stage? We are in full-blown query prep. We are finalizing that. That is, oh my gosh. Let's recap, okay? Let's kind of catch you up from my previous video. My last video I posted just after the 25th or on the 25th of February. I basically finished my book on the 25th of February. Final edits done, draft ready to be queried. And I had a bit of an emotional moment, and then I had a full-on breakdown for 2 days straight. I finished it on a Wednesday. I spent Thursday and Friday frozen. I could not do a synopsis. I could not do a query letter. I could not do anything. How could I even think I could query this book? Like it was full-on crash out mode until hubby finally snapped some sense into me. He kind of sat me down, gave me a bit of tough love. I do need some tough love. I do. It's just the way my brain functions, I guess. Snapped me right out of it. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? So I then kicked into full mode. Today is the 11th of March, just for some context. So technically it's been exactly 2 weeks at this point since I finished my book. I then jumped into writing a synopsis. I wrote a synopsis. I went over the query letter I already had at the time and made some tweaks and uploaded it onto Reddit whilst I continued working on my synopsis. Now, Reddit is a really amazing place for feedback. You can find so many query letters. There are people like with a ton of advice beneath like multiple query letters. My query letters for some reason never really got much advice. Like, I don't know why. To be honest, I have no idea. I got some positive comments. I got a few, like, you know, 1 or 2, you know, people who were willing to give me some advice, anything at all. The latest one, I did get a very, very, very long, super mean, super hateful, clearly this person was having a bad day. I'm able to recognize that had nothing to do with me. However, I will say that if I were more sensitive to negative feedback, it probably would have broken me because she said some really just terrible things. And it's like, if you have nothing nice to say about someone's work, or at least not give feedback in a nice way that's going to actually help them be better, don't do it. That's just my, it was terrible. I was really happy to see a lot of people that kind of jumped on, reported it, commented under, telling the person that that's not, it's not how you go about this. And the comment was removed. Reddit probably gave me, I would say, maybe a handful of helpful comments throughout the process of like various versions of my query letter on there. So I finally decided I needed to turn to my trusty Fiverr. Now, I am not sponsored by Fiverr. That's not even a thing. I'm just me doing my thing. I don't have a writing community. We have spoken about this before. I might even make a separate video just kind of talking about that per se, but in this moment, I needed someone to critique my query letter. I needed help with my synopsis. I needed someone to read it and actually give me advice and feedback that I can move forward with. So I went ahead and went on Fiverr and I paid someone who was absolutely amazing. Like, her feedback, she also had a revision included, which was, I can't even. So I already reworked my query. So I took whatever advice, whatever comments I had from all around, I sent it to my critique partner as well, and I kind of redid it with my own kind of what I was realizing from literally like a simple question of, why do we care about the FMC? Why do we care that she's being hurt at this point and that that's her inciting incident? Things like that. So I kind of dived in and changed the query, sent it to this person. They sent it back with a bunch of comments pretty fast, actually. I think it was like a 24-hour turnaround. Like, it was amazing. And I was really happy because I had a really good base, and all of her comments helped me improve it to the point where the revision was a bazillion times better. So then I had a query letter that I could work with. So she sent me back my query letter, I edited it, I sent it back. This has been kind of the back and forth, as well as my synopsis. Again, synopsis, I made notes, I fixed it up, I sent it to her. We kind of, she sent me her comments, I reevaluated, edited. Okay, so I was interrupted. What was I even saying? So I finally went to Fiverr, edited, went through the whole synopsis query letter as I was saying, and I have finally reached the point where I am happy with my query letter, I'm happy with my synopsis. I actually have 2 versions of the query letter now. One that was edited from the girl that I found on Fiverr completely, and she's just changed like 2 phrases to kind of condense them. I feel like they need a little expansion. But I'm really happy with both the versions. So I'm probably going to start with my version and then we'll kind of see how it goes. But I'm really happy with the query letter, really happy with the synopsis. Oh my god, the synopsis. I love my synopsis. That is all I have to say. I was panicking, freaking out over the synopsis, and I realized I can write a synopsis. Yeah. So, with all that being said, I am now at the point where I've gone through all of the agents that I want to query. I have a list of agents. I was kind of contemplating how to go about finding agents, like how to go about deciding the agents. And what I ended up doing was I added 137, I believe, to a list. And these 137 agents, let me just see how many they are on my 134, sorry. 135, I can't even. So 135 agents, some of them are closed, some of them are opened. I think right now about 80 of them are open. And I'm just going to be diving in and querying based on the time of response, pretty much. All of these agents that have made this list are agents I would want to work with, agents I would be willing to have a chat with, and kind of look further into them in the event that they want to chat with me. Because I was going to I did my basic research, putting them on the list. I found the agents, I went on their website, I checked on their website, I can't even speak, on their website, checking their manuscript wish lists, checking Publishers Marketplace, like very generally. I realized though that it was quite tiring, kind of going through every little detail on every agent, especially knowing that a whole bunch of them, if not all of them, if we're being realistic, are going to be form rejections. So what I figured was general, very light research, making sure they are looking for what I'm offering, making sure they represent it, making sure, like, you know, the basic points. And then as full requests come in, if they do, I don't want to say things like this when I'm, you know, I'm very, because it could literally just die in the query trenches, you know? That's the reality of it. It's just the reality of it. But then that's when I'll start researching. Like if I get a full request from someone, I might really go further into researching them rather than research every single one right now on my list, because that's a lot of people, okay? It's over 100 people, and that's a lot of research to do. It gets tiring. My brain is just like, I can't do this. So that's the plan. I'm just gonna start querying based on response times. For example, I'm not gonna dive into too many UK agents right now because of the book festival, like, you know, the book week, the British book week, London book, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Okay. Even though I don't think that really matters, really, because the query will be there waiting for them when they get back to it anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. It's just that I won't get an answer until whenever that is. But queries take forever now anyway. With all that being said, I have my query list ready. I'm basically ready to start querying. Now, I've one final thing, and I'm ending this video. I have been contemplating how to share this journey, and I have decided I'm probably going to be filming. I will start filming, and I think once I hit the 1 month mark, because I'm, you know, I will decide if there's enough or anything worth like posting a monthly update for. If there's not enough and it's like it's not really worth a monthly update, I might just film until the entire process is done. But I will probably end it. Like, say that the book dies in the query trenches, I will end the querying vlog there, like with that book. So every book will have its own querying journey vlog, basically. That is what I'm gonna do. I do have another project that I'm going to be starting. I am actually itching to get in there. Like, I've had a little ideas that I kind of typed into my Miller note. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to focus on querying and then like sending out the first queries and then diving in. But I think that's a good thing, that I'm really excited to dive in and start writing, start creating, start working on a new project, my ghosty book. So that is probably gonna be the next video you guys see. I don't think, because we're jumping into the query trenches. I'm doing it, and you guys will probably see the query video. I don't know when, but it's gonna be, you know, I don't know. God, I want to be realistic, but then you can't help but be hopeful. But then I'm also like, I feel like I know I'm gonna get rejections. Like, I'm already, like, when I look at agents, I'm kind of like, okay, this agency allows you to query an agent after you get a pass from another one. So I'm kind of like, I'll query this person, then once they send me a rejection, I'll query this one, and then I'll query. I'm kind of like, I'm auto-rejecting myself. I don't know. I think I'm balancing between like hopeful and realistic at this point. I'm hoping that continues. I'm also excited to jump into the new project. So I think that'll be a big thing, because I'm setting my goal for the new project is I want to finish it by the time this query journey is done. So if this does not work out, I want a book that is ready to query when this journey is done, basically. So that is the crux of it. That is what we're doing. I hate the fact that I cut my hair like this, because imagine if I get a call in a month's time and my hair is just, again, with the hopeful and the, oh my gosh, I feel delusional. Anyway, we're jumping in the query trenches. Wish me luck.